Hey guys, what is up? Today we're doing a tier list. We don't do these very often, but I figured we might as well kind of do a tier list heading into now the 3v3 Vegas as well as a regional that is near me. So, like, comment, subscribe if you like tier list and let me know what you think. So, we are going to be looking at this tier list, which is just kind of something I threw together along with the pictures. You have tier 1, which I think just can win YCSs consistently, right? Or at least topping. So I'll just put like topping YCS consistently. Okay. So first off, and then like tier 1.5, like it can win, but it's going to be very tough to win. And then tier 2 can win a regional, but never a YCS. Those are the decks that kind of just, I want to say right now, like they have the ability to, but it's going to be tough to win a regional with the one. But they're not winning a YCS just with the amount of meta that you're going to be encountering. Or just, not getting lucky enough, right? Because you're playing a lot in YCS. You're playing a lot of rounds. And then High Rogue, locals champ. A deck that can probably win at locals. And then low, and then you're probably losing at locals with this deck consistently. So right now, I just say Red Eyes, Dark Magician, both there. You don't really, like, Stun is probably there. Flu, I mean, I might put Flu here. I'm just doing low as far as right now. Flu, I think Melodious, maybe there, maybe just above Flu. I've seen some Jesse Cotton lists. They're okay. Plant, I probably put, like, maybe, depending on the plant player, right? Like, because some plant players are insanely good. Infernoid, probably, I don't know. Infernoid's kind of weird. Without the Snake Eye stuff, I think Infernoid might be around there. I don't know. I don't see Infernoid players much anymore. Alright, let's just get into the spicy one, though. Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes, I'm going to say as of now, Blue Eyes is tier 1.5. Especially right when it gets released and, Blue Eyes becomes legal. I'm going to say it's going to consistently top regionals, but I'm not going to say it's going to, actually, I put Blue Eyes in tier 2 then, in that case. Like, I don't know. I guess it depends on the player because we haven't seen YCSs yet with Blue Eyes. So, but we have had in the OCG, there's been frequent tops and everything like that, representation of YCSs for Blue Eyes. So, it's somewhere in the middle range here, but I'm just going to go tier 1.5 just because, it's powerful enough where it can. I don't know really quite yet. It's pretty consistent, low to the ground, all that. So, yeah, I'm going to put it at tier 1.5. Now, Mermail Atlantean. As you know, if you follow the channel, I'm a fan of water, right? So I personally would love to put this at tier 1.5. However, I think it's much higher. Since the Poseidon drop, we've been seeing an uptick in water decks, and there has been water, top 4s, even regional wins. And honestly, the YCSs like Birmingham and Orlando even, we've been seeing these guys consistently get top 64 with water Mermail. So I'm actually going to put this up here. I'm going to put water up here. Now, I will say it is reliant on the player, so I'm not saying that this is just inherently a deck that is a tier 1 deck, right? I'm saying the players that have been playing the deck and know how to maneuver it correctly, it's a tier 1 deck when piloted correctly. I don't think that's such a hot take. In my opinion, that's not a hot take. So I think water is actually tier 1 right now. When piloted correctly. I think the deck inherently is like here, but I think like water actually right now, if piloted correctly, is about tier 1. It's underrated. Minstrel is super underrated. As well as like Seal and Canth and then the Waterlock. It's all, and like Moon Glacier, it's all insane. So yeah, I think it's tier 1. Throw me in the comments what you think. This, I haven't seen much about it, so I'm just going to put it back down in here. It's like it can win a locals. Centurion, haven't seen much. Like, I guess if people mix it with Blue Eyes, but I'm going to put it down here since I haven't seen it. Drytron, I'm going to put maybe here. I guess I could put Centurion there. Fire King, you know, that's such a yeah. The Fire King deserves to be here, right? Because of what I forget his name. But he won the YC, right? The YCS or Birmingham with Fire King. So, you know, that's literally why I put this. Can win, but tough, right? So that was tough. And you know, it's just tougher to win the Blue Eyes. Branded probably here. I don't know if it belongs to tier 2 yet. I haven't seen it do anything there. Goblin Bliker probably there. Cash probably. I'm gonna say this is Cash tier of Fiendsmith, right? Where's the Fiendsmith freaking thing here? Like this is kind of like Fiendsmith Tenpai Kashtira jargon control, right? I think they're in this kind of range. Like they'll win a regional. They have that. They have the chance to win a regional, but I don't think this deck takes anywhere where they're winning a YCS. Yeah, and like I think Labyrinth maybe in the same range right now. Very tough deck to pilot. Orchist. I don't know about the new Orchist support. I've heard decent things, so I'm just gonna put like #1 High Rogue Locals champ, right? Like I don't know a ton about Orchist yet to put it there, or to put it any higher. So, Pearly, probably there. I haven't seen much or heard any news about it. Rescue Ace, there. Runic, no, not good right now because it gets popped by Detonator every time. Sprite, I'm going. Sorry, Mark. Shout out if you're watching it. Apologize, but Sprite's just not great right now. Salad, you know, I just don't think it's gonna even win locals right now. Support's fine, but it's just I don't think the deck is great enough to get over. Even if one person's on Detonator, you know, I guess maybe Salad I'll put in here, right? It can. Sky Striker I'll put here because it kind of belongs with the Sky Striker Tenpai, you know, jargon. Snake Eyes, nobody's playing. D-Link, maybe? I'd put D-Link up here. I think D-Link kind of, I've seen some stuff with Bestials. Like, it's kind of still there, right? D-Link Control. Mimighoul I'm putting down there. Memento. I think it's in a weird place because of Shifter right now. So, like, maybe that. If you're not seeing Shifter. Tier. Unfortunately, I've seen some players on Tier Fiendsmith. Like, it's a thing. So, I'll put it there. Unchained. You know, I was on Unchained Fiendsmith for Nats last year, and it was fine, but against Snake Eyes, nothing. Now, I don't know. Like, I think in theory, Unchained actually might have the same advantage that Fire King does, where you're just gaining advantage from Detonator's pops. Granted, if they make Dweller, you kind of scoop, right? It's kind of the same thing with Water if they make Dweller. So, yeah, I mean, Unchained, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like maybe you're here, like bottom of tier 2, especially the Unchained Fiendsmith. Vanquishal. Okay. Well, first let me put Lubel. I think Ubel's still in a fine spot. I think he can still win locals and everything. Voiceless probably here. I don't think that's probably winning locals. Ice Barrier. I'll save the sketchier ones for for later here so I can talk about it more. Heroes. I don't think it's winning. White Forest probably winning locals, but not a tier. I take that back. We've seen it do well at YCSs, so I don't think it's gonna win a YCS, but I think I'll put White Forest a variance here, like Azamina. Exodia. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm going at the middle there. Sharks, somewhere in here for now. Ryugi, no. And then obviously the top decks of the meta. I think Ryziel is just still #1. Malice is close, is really clearly close. I think these two are right here, and Water, like, compared to these two as far as how easy it is to pilot, not taking away anything from pilots, but these two are way easier to pilot than the Water. So if you wanted to, you could put it here. Like, I think it's top. I think it's probably belonging more in this range. I do think that it can, but it has been consistently topping recently. So it's kind of in that, like I said, it's in that weird range in between. So for now, though, to like appeal to better nature, I think Water belongs here. and we've seen, Fire King can top. It has potential. So that's kind of like our top 5 decks, I think, right now in the meta. Is if you're going to a regional, I think right now you should be expecting Blue Eyes, Malice, and Ryzeal after round 3. Like maybe like all these other decks in the earlier rounds, but yeah, these and like Fire King Water probably like a variant. Probably see 1 in the later rounds, but yeah, that's what I would expect. Vanquish Soul I have and I have played. It's kind of an interesting spot here if you think about it. So Chaos Hunter, and I can talk about that in like a hand trap list, but Chaos Hunter is an a dark. And Bell is actually decent right now. It's good, right? Bell hits a lot of stuff. It's just not high enough impact to justify it playing over other hand traps is the thing right now. However, in Vanquish Soul, you get advantage off attributes. So you actually could play the 3 Chaos Hunter in the side along with the Lancias, etc., and still be okay. And you could still keep getting advantage if you draw another one, and like, you could throw 3 in the deck and not have to worry about it. Along with the ability to play Shifter for like other decks, Vanquish Soul's not in a bad position right now, honestly. Depending on how things go, I could see Vanquish Soul sneaking in a regional win. I don't think it's going to, but I wouldn't be surprised if I saw like a top 2 Vanquish Soul deck profile. Like there's interactions that are losing against Ryzeal, but with the right hand, you never know. Like your main deck can Droll. You don't know. You don't know what could happen, right? So if I'm putting Unchained and this up here, I think Vanquish Soul deserves to be there. Now, Ice Barrier. I know a lot of you guys don't play, but like I think it's just here, kind of like in this range, right? It can win the locals, probably not a regionals. I topped the regionals with it, but that was in a different format. Right now, I think it's just it's tougher to break boards at the moment, but who knows? I haven't touched Ice Barrier in a minute, so Sword Soul. If you watch my last deck profile with the going second build, there's other builds you can do with Sword Soul, but honestly, I think it belongs here as well. These decks, I'm biased, but there's a reason for the bias, right? Like Sword Soul got support and it dies to Nib, which is why I'd never put it higher than this right now. Both of these decks, right? Because they have glaring weaknesses. This, like Sword Soul, depending on how you build it with mid-range, actually can beat decks like Ryzeal, any Ryzeal variant, right? You can Chow Fang Light Lock, you can Dark Lock with Protos, you can Water Lock with Protos, you can basically anything lock with Protos. So it has versatility, but it's just fragile is the only thing. With, obviously Nib and like maybe even Droll, like those blowout hand traps. So it's shaky, but I think it has the potential to win a regional if piloted extremely well. Just nothing above that though. Yeah, same with Vanquish Soul. So, this is kind of how I would rank everything here. Like these are definitely on the bottom half. I'd probably put like Fiendsmith. Like these are all kind of just in the same region here. I don't think anybody's really going to dispute a lot of this because, well, to be honest, I don't think there's any argument between Fire King, Blue Eyes, Malice, and Ryzeal. I just don't think Blue Eyes is tier 1. I don't think it will be topping YCS's. Like there won't be a high representation in the top cut of Blue Eyes. I think it'll still be these two and maybe like 1 Blue Eyes and 1 Water, maybe a Fire King or 2. I think that guy was an exception, but yeah, I think this is a pretty accurate representation of where it's at. Yeah, and then tier 2, like I said, this is the tier list for you guys. Let me know what you think. If there's any flip-flops you'd rather make, these are all general, if you think that Water is dog water and you think it should be down here in high locals, or can win a regional but is never going to win a YCS, let me know. I think it belongs in this tier 1.5 personally. and I'm biased. So yeah, that's my tier list. Let me know what you guys think, and you know, the tier one's not too variant. And subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you on the next. I think it's a hand trap I'm doing next, or board breaker hand trap tier list. So thanks guys. See you next time. Shinobi out.